What the heck is going on, Jeromes? It's a beautiful and wonderful Wednesday morning. You guys are the best. I love this community. Love the Jeromes. It's a good day for a dump. He sees you when you're pooping. So it is Packers week, and Justin freaking Jefferson has done pretty good against the Packers over the last couple of seasons. Now, I understand that, Jaire doing the gritty. He's got safety help over the top. Fully get it. But also, it was really dumb. Like, he broke up an alleged second down pass, and with 6 minutes and 19 seconds left in the first quarter, and he does the gritty. It's so stupid. So stupid, but it's okay. I love when fathers and sons get back together. And also Jaire's really cool uncle, Jordan Addison, could be back this week as well. So it's going to be a family affair. Just makes you feel fantastic. Right. Also making you feel fantastic is this Flores Hellfire defense, where I'm on board with the Purple Haze. Like, Chris Long, even though he was a stupid Eagle and stupid Patriot, that's a pretty strong nickname, man. That's the nickname for the Flores Hellfire defense. Purple Haze, dude. It's not bad. Have we? Actually, I think we might have suggested that before. I don't know. Anyways, but doesn't matter. Like Flores and Kevin O'Connell said, we don't care where a good idea comes from. Yeah, but the video of Flores on the sideline, imploring his defense. We kicking ass. That's what we do. I love it. This goes back to the Andrew Van Ginkel pick six, where the ref told O'Connell half your defensive staff is in the end zone celebrating. This is just a fun team, and you could tell they just enjoy doing the work together. They enjoy being around each other, and obviously that's easy to do when you're winning. But vibes are such a key thing. And you think about the NFL every single year. Teams get momentum. They stack up wins. They got good vibes. They have good culture going. And that momentum could take teams really far. And it's not a perfect stylistic comparison, but this year's squad does remind me of the 2015 Panthers, where Cam was playing at MVP level. Like I said, not stylistically one for one, but they played tough, fast, physical football. And they had a ton of fun every single week. And you get that vibes. You really do get those vibes from this squad. Also, speaking of vibes, so the Vikings having some turnover differential vibes for a change. Purple Persuasion, the Vikings didn't turn the ball over on Sunday against the Texans, which was the first time the offense didn't turn over the ball since week 14 of last year, a total of 7 games. The Vikings are also +2 in the turnover margin. This time last year, they were -7. A 9 turnover difference between where they were last year. So it's pretty amazing. And that's something that Kevin O'Connell emphasized over and over during the offseason and training camp, is taking care of the football. And hell, you could talk about how bad things went last year. If the Vikings were at least neutral in the turnover battle, I mean, that 7-10 season probably turns into 11-6 at least. It's kind of crazy how things go. But the Vikings taking the ball away from the opposing offenses because they're kicking ass, and also taking care of it, which is really important. Also really important is we got Kevin Harlan again, right? So I love Kevin Harlan. He used to be the announcer for the Wolves way back in the day. He's a great national announcer. Whenever I'm like doing something during Monday Night Football, I listen to the audio as opposed to watching or like YouTube TV on the phone, because it's Kevin Harlan and Kurt Warner. They're so good. They're so good. And I know ESPN wanted to spend the money for Joe Buck and Troy Aikman. They should have just hired Kevin Harlan and Kurt Warner. Like, Kurt Warner is very good. And I know that Tom Brady has all of the accolades and the name recognition, but I mean, Kurt Warner is a Hall of Famer. Kurt Warner is a Super Bowl MVP, league MVP. And he does the work. He works his ass off, and he's really good at what he does. Same thing with Kevin Harlan. It's a great moment when Kevin Harlan did the highlights when Nate Burleson couldn't hear, which is great. But all right, so looking over some of these other, since we don't get a lot of CBS broadcasts, although we've had 2 already throughout this year. We're mainly Fox, but Ian Eagle, Charles Davis had them last week. Actually, we got a ton of CBS. Never mind, I take that back. Catalan, Tika Barber, McCourty. I wonder how the 3-man booth works. Yeah. Spiro Didius, Adam Archuleta. Ooh, Archuleta's getting in the game. One of the worst free agent contracts ever with Washington. And again, Daniel Snyder was so weird. So paying Adam Archuleta, paying, was it Curtis Conway? No, there was a receiver. There was a couple of receivers that he massively overpaid. Hainsworth, the remnants of Bruce Smith. The only person that Daniel Snyder didn't give stupid money to was Kirk Cousins. Nance and Roma, whatever. Beth Mowens, Jay Feely, Ross Tucker, love it. It's fantastic. So it's awesome to have Kevin Harlan. The big ticket, up high, down hard. So I know we talked a lot about power rankings. Vikings finally getting a skosh, just a smidgen of respect. And we pointed out consistently, like Eric Edholm over at NFL.com has been just off, right? You know, preseason, after the draft, week 1, week 2, week 3, it's whatever, right? But now it seems like Vikings fans finally bullied him into a modicum of respect. So the Vikings jumped from 15. Again, the Vikings beat the Niners convincingly, and they were at 15. But they'd jump up to 3. This is what Edom wrote. Vikings fan, yes, I hear you. You've proven your point, and it's time for that point to be reflected properly in these rankings. See, sometimes bullying, sometimes it works for positive changes in society. Harbored some doubt about slinging Sam Darnold, America's quarterback, and a banged-up offense, as well as the defense has been impressive the first 2 games, but with clear caveats. What were the clear caveats? Also clear about it. Ask Brock Purdy if it was clear. Ask Daniel Jones if it was clear. Throw those concerns out the window following the 27-point blow to the Texans, who were pretty much cooked by the third quarter. Darnold was sacked 4 times, but the offense took advantage of great field position on the first 2 scores. That was thanks to a masterful defensive game plan from Brian Flores, who once again who could once again be a head coaching candidate to watch this coming off season. Oh, because he got 0 goose egg DeAndre Russell interview requests last off season because is he allowed to write this on NFL.com with pending litigation? I don't know. He blitzed the heck out of CJ Stroud and the plan worked. That was great too, because the Vikings had been pretty restrained with their blitzing the first 2 weeks, and then they just brought the friggin' house on CJ Stroud. That's what I love about Brian Flores, because they will change things up. Stroud had been effective versus extra rushers his first season plus, but the Vikings were undaunted in coming after him. And what a sweet day it had to be for John Greenard to sting his former team for 3 sacks. Trace, hat trick. So like I said, at home finally is acting right, but now with the media actually believing in the Vikings, we're just set up to nah. That's previous season. Ain't gonna be this year, man. Speaking of Greenard, did really damn good against the Texans and doing really damn good this season. PFF Vikings, John Greenard among edge defenders this season. 4 sacks, tied for second. He's tied with Patrick Jones. I wonder who's number 1. It's almost like the Buccaneers just handed Aiden Hutchinson 5 sacks. 17 pressures, tied for 4th, and 12 hurries, tied for 4th as well. And we said this, like, even though he only had 1 sack through 2 games, he was leading the team in pressures and was consistently being disruptive in the backfield. And we said this about Greenard. Like, he has one of the quickest first steps in the league, and that was a big reason why he had 12.5 sacks last year for the Texans. His get-off is very quick, and even if he doesn't get home, like, it puts a lot of stresses on protection, and it gives an opening for everyone else to go get home. It's really good. Also really good so far this year. You could make a case that Blake Brando's been the Vikings' best offensive lineman. And that's with all due respect to Darisaw and O'Neal, who've had tough matchups the first 3 weeks. Vikes fan page, Vikings guarded Blake Brando through 3 weeks. 0 goose egg DeAndre Russell sacks allowed. 1 pressure allowed. 2 second highest PFF run blocking grade and 172 snaps played. Baller, getting after it. All right, and I know there's a lot of doubts. Reisner was solid last year, but the coaching staff believed in Blake Brando. They rewarded him with that 3-year deal, $9.5 million, half of it guaranteed, and he's proven them right. And you do have to respect Kwesi. The re-signings, the extensions, the free agent moves, moving on from Curtin to Neal, bringing in Darnold, they're all the right moves. Kwesi really did damn good this offseason. Also damn good, and also one of those free agents, is Aaron Jones coming across the river. And as we said, Packer week is going to be extremely important for Aaron Jones, but he's got revenge on his mind. Fully understand it, but it's clear he still has juice. He still has burst. He is a complete running back. He's second in the team in receiving targets right now as well, and he brings a dimension that the Vikings didn't have last year. Right. And Jones talking about his time with the Vikings, quote, "I've been a part of some good teams, but this is a special team." So I'm sure that makes Packers fans happy. And I mean, Packer fans, I feel like, well, it hurts my teeth to say this, but I feel like there are some good Packer fans. But I mean, like every fan base, it's kind of a bell curve, right? So in the middle, you have a lot of solid average fans. You got some really, really good fans. Other side of the bell curve, you got some bad fans. Every single fan base has this, man. But the Packers, some whatever account. Aaron Jones, gonna always be my guy, but come on, your barber effed up for posting that. And Aaron Jones posted a photo of him at the barbershop, and yeah, hairline is not great, but it is what it is, right? Now you know why he wears a sombrero all the time. At some point, you just got to let it go, and he added him, Showtime 33. Like, so I feel like social media is very toxic, especially when fans have a couple drinks in them, or they're in some sort of altered state, and maybe a player doesn't have a good game, or maybe a player cost that jabroni a parlay or a sports bet or whatever, and it's just too easy to type really, really terrible-ish at someone that you do not know. And you can hide behind a blank avatar. You can hide behind at PCK3RS. Woo. You can hide behind all that and just be a coward, right? But who said it? I think it was Mike Tyson, where it's like social media has made people very comfortable with being disrespectful without being punched in the face. Something like that. Paraphrasing. But Jones, I mean, he replied to it and just completely laid the smack down. Bro, you paid for a blue check mark and you got another man as your profile pic. Some point you got to grow up. That's awesome. It's just really good. And it's creative too. And I mean, Jones, I mean, the hair is what it is. I mean, LeBron's hairline made a comeback. Why can't Aaron Jones? I'm sure he's got some incentives in his contract. If he hits them, we'll go get so I don't know. It'll be fine. It'll work out, right? Also, it's really dumb to make fun of people's appearances, man. Come on, anonymous person on the interwebs, please. Someone who's very notable on the interwebs, Mina Kimes, Pride of South Korea represent. How many offensive, defensive coaching duos would people take over Kevin O'Connell and Brian Flores right now? Andy Reid and Steve Spagnuolo of the Chiefs. That's it. Now, I know that a lot of people are going to say, Sean McDermott, and also, hey, all of a sudden Joe Brady is coaching like it's 2019 LSU again. It's pretty easy when you have Josh Allen, but it's beside the point. But if you really think about it, who would you take? Arthur Smith and Tomlin? No. Nah, that's more about Arthur Smith. You really have to think about it. Because Kevin O'Connell's offense, it's efficient. They're putting up points. They attack you from all different areas. They got stars all over the place. And they get Addison and Hockenson back. And the Flores defense, I mean, we've talked ad nauseum about the Flores defense. It's beautiful. It's gorgeous. And because of the circumstances, Flores might be here for a couple years. And I'll just say it right now. I will just put it on the table. If Brian Flores is here for 2 more years, the Vikings win at least 1 Super Bowl. I know. I wear the purple colored glasses. I drink the purple drink, sipping on scissor, but that's legit. What they built here with Kwesi, Kevin O'Connell, Brian Flores, his coaching staff, these players, it's special. And I would just say, oh, no, it's week 3. But these 3 wins are convincing. And the offense, the defense, I know it's a game of cat and mouse and teams will catch up, but I don't think that they'll fully catch up. And offenses and defenses can still change as well. I feel really good about where the Vikings are at right now, man. Lastly, so everyone and their mom's creaming in their jeans because it does look like that Anthony Edwards and Justin friggin' Jefferson finally recreated the iconic Randy Moss, Kevin Garnett crossover photo. But I have a modest proposal, just a modest suggestion. I feel like, Jefferson and Edwards, they're superstars, future Hall of Famers in their prime, and they both want to stay in the great state of Minnesota. Great, but boring. Moving on. Next, Nas Reed, and Slinging Sammy Darnold, America's quarterback. It's what we need. It's what we need to heal as a society is Darnold and Nas Reed recreating the Moss and KG photo. That's it. That's all we need. Anyways, that's it. You guys are the best. Happy Wednesday. You know what to do. Skull, production value.